Welcome back, guys. A bit of an extended break, but we return. More Dota 2 action. Lizard, what's this series? What are we doing? What are we looking at?
Dota.
Dota 2?
Yeah, Dota 2.
Beautiful game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's playing?
I don't know, some teams.
Oh, look, there we go.
Oh.
compLexity and Chaos.
These teams, actually. compLexity.
The American Showdown.
compLexity American Showdown with a little bit of Dutch spice now on that coaching role.
Yeah?
Kips there. She is Dutch, she is, right? Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Dutch coach, a splash of Southeast Asia with Miracle 343 and Death.
Mm-hmm.
And Chaos, of course. The South American influence into that American club. My first pick, Lifestealer. We've not seen it all day, Lizard. It's been banned, it's been ignored.
We haven't seen it because, I mean, it hasn't been ignored. It's been banned. That's why we haven't seen it. This hero is just, I mean, come on. Lifestealer is just one of the strongest heroes at the moment. Midas has been nerfed, but I don't think he cares way too much. You still go for that Midas Radiance. Now they picked the Wyvern as well, a hero that's pretty strong versus Prophet in the lane.
10 seconds remaining.
And I'm instantly thinking, alright, we will just put this Prophet on support instantly.
5 seconds
Because
remaining.
that's most likely the way to go. You just picked him so early on that you have to...
Legion
Yeah,
Commander.
you get this Legion, and this Legion makes more sense as that offlaner. However, you are picking an LC into a Winter Wyvern. Alright. Not really the perfect pick, because Wyvern can always either ult or Cold Embrace as you're dueling a target.
10
And after that
seconds
duel has
remaining.
passed, you can use that ult actually to destroy your
5
teammates. So
seconds
Very
remaining.
much a laning matchup, right? Legion against Lifestealer.
it's all about the lane indeed. So is it gonna work for them? Is it actually justified? Is it enough to pick this Legion? I'm not certain. Usually, while I was still a pro back in the old days when I was playing for some teams, picking Legion versus Wyvern was not the thing that you would do. You would pick the Wyvern versus the Legion to
To counter it.
yeah, but as you said, it's versus the Nyx. It's a strong laner, so
If you can get the snowball going as well, you
Yeah.
can...
you can
pump
crush
out.
crush the enemies.
You really can with that Legion. So Nature's Prophet now moving away from 3, do you expect, into the kind of position 5?
Yeah, 5 or even 2.
Back.
Like they can play him on mid as well, but I doubt that's gonna happen. It's possible. We'll see the way Chaos Esports drafts. I think compLexity has a very open draft when it comes to this Nature's Prophet. They can just position him anywhere. They haven't really given away anything with that pick. Well, same cannot be said for Chaos. Like, you know that this Nyx is
10
going to be your
seconds
carry, and you
remaining.
know that the Winter Wyvern is going to be that position 5. It's not going to be that offlane
5
that
seconds
ISS used to play or anything like that. So,
Tava used to play it a little bit as well, that Winter Wyvern offlane. That was quite some time
not
ago.
gonna happen.
Not going to happen.
Calling it, right?
So Lifestealer nowadays has pretty much like 2 item builds, right?
Yeah.
Midas into the Radiance with the Manta.
You
well,
have
you
the
can still-
SMY and Daedalus build too.
Yeah, I guess 3. But I've still seen a few people go for kind of Midas armlet and into that Deso AC, the kind of minus armor. As long as they know that there's like a single core on the enemy team and there's no illusion heroes.
Yeah, if there are no illusions, no reason to buy that Radiance. But overall, I've seen people buy Radiance for whatever reasons. Playing versus PA, a hero that just crushes you if you have no armor, sure, go for Radiance. Playing versus CK,
Dire team
sure, go
back.
for Radiance. Playing versus anything, go for Radiance. Playing versus Morphling, sure, Radiance. Playing versus Darkseer, that's going to create illusion of
Go
Radiance.
It just allows you to farm so quickly.
It truly
it's
does.
insane.
And you just pop that rage and you walk around people, you burn them down. The hero is just very strong. At the moment, Lifestealer is in a really good spot, and
10
that's why we
seconds
saw him
remaining.
banned all 4 games today.
That's why we see the Razor ban as well
5
from Chaos,
seconds
right?
remaining.
Limiting that mid-game counter to the Lifestealer, or even just the laning stage counter if they...
Yeah, he's pretty good versus the Lifestealer, versus Wyvern as well. If you call Embrace someone, he can just link
Take all
them
the
up,
damage.
take the damage. Overall, the hero is pretty good. I've actually seen Razor destroy Furion on mid. It was
Dire
Kezu
team
Furion, and I think it was Koikwa Razor, and he destroyed him. Like, you just use the passive, and the trees die on their own. You don't have to commit to killing trees.
The one thing I'm sad about with that passive is you can't modify it with like Kaya or Octarine. It is literally
Yeah.
This is the cooldown. This is the damage.
Yeah, that's
nothing
it.
touches
You
it.
you can't mess with it. You can buy a Radiance of your own.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
add some
10
additional
seconds
AoE damage.
remaining.
Crystal Maiden has been banned, though. All right.
5 seconds
We're not going to see the
remaining.
Iron Maiden.
Big buff equals big ban.
10 armor, an additional 10 armor on top of the 10 armor that she got.
20 armor.
Quick maths, man. Good
That's a
job.
lot. That's a lot of armor, that is. Where do you expect Chaos to kind of pivot into now? Support Wyvern,
Yeah, I think.
position 1 Lifestealer. That feels
I mean,
pretty comfy.
it's pretty obvious, honestly.
So do we move into your off lane? You know, Tide and Darkseer both banned. Sven is gone. What's actually remaining? Like a Centaur? Options are reasonably limited here.
Something like a Centaur, something like a Slardar with the Nikes would be pretty good.
We could see the Omni Knight come out.
Omni Knight would be alright. Yeah, he's been buffed. It's pretty alright. Hasn't been picked a whole lot. Another hero that would be alright here, just for these two heroes right now, is Timber, but it's too early to pick him up.
Radiant team
So if you want to keep the
Pango.
Pango for Tarvo, there it is.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with that Pango. Do you think it's going to be offlane or mid Pango?
I think it's a Tarvo special, that Pango. I would say off lane 9 times out of 10. Unless we are just like...
There's definitely teams that like that Pango on offlane more, right? With
10 seconds
just because of the
remaining.
players that play that hero. But honestly, I think this hero is made to be mid right
5
now.
seconds
If he
remaining.
struggles on that laning stage, he just doesn't contribute as much. In my opinion, the only way Pango works at the moment properly is that if he snowballs away from that mid lane, starts rotating around, has an extra javelin before those supports even hit 6, suddenly starts slashing right through you, and just snowballs away from that there, gets that gets those greaves early on. It's all about momentum with this hero. And if you put him on the offlane, even though he did get buffed, even though he has the silence and the disarm, and he also has the 4 extra damage, if he lanes versus a hero that's stronger than him, you can just leave that lane 1v1, like some void.
Yeah.
You let him get power treads and you just leave him there. And he's gonna just obliterate Pango. So, overall,
10
I'd
seconds remaining.
prefer that hero to be mid, even though it's most likely gonna be on that offlane.
5 seconds remaining.
Jakiro,
He really does need like a laning partner or something, doesn't he, the Pango?
of course, definitely. Wyvern is a solid partner. In fact, you can spam Splinter Blast and Swashbuckle. It used to be one of the combinations, but I don't know. We'll see what they opt to do in this match.
Jakiro for complexity. Again, good against that Cold Embrace, the Winter's Curse. You've got a lot of magic damage to pump in on top of that Legion duel, as well as just the raw tower pushing damage with him and Nature's Prophet. Chaos responding with a bit of tower defense. You know, Wyvern and ET, both very good heroes at dragging waves away or just clearing them out from towers.
They're really good at that. Both of these heroes are those supports that are never really poor. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what state of the game
10 seconds remaining.
you're in. If you're losing or winning, Winter Wyvern, just by spamming Splinter Blast, is
5
gonna
seconds
do
remaining.
enough. He's gonna be good enough. Elder Titan as well. He's gonna find his Soul Ring eventually, if he opts to go for those items. And the puck.
Okay, well later on that will give you the Ags.
It looks like complexity is just weaving this web around some hero, and this last pick is gonna. That's what they want to get.
That's what it's for. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got some synergy, team fight combos,
They do.
good tower push,
But
decent.
there's
wave
something
clear.
missing, right? They
It's
need
like
this.
physical
Yeah.
damage and
10
tower hit
seconds
is the carry. It is really just the carry that they need.
Radiant team ban.
Is it going to be something special?
What special could they draft?
Naga Siren.
Naga Siren, Clinks, Lone Druid. That's what they've been drafting, I see. But Naga Siren, they have played with that Jakiro actually, so that might be the.
Could they fit a void in here? You mentioned it earlier
I
on.
mean, they definitely could with the Jakiro.
10
It's a good
seconds
option.
remaining.
Against
but
Lifestealer.
Versus Lifestealer versus Wyvern versus
5
Elder
seconds
Titan, who can
remaining.
mess with you. It is difficult,
Yeah.
but it's possible.
If they stomp into Chrono, your Chrono's wasted potentially.
Pretty much. And if you go for Naga, you're dealing with Lifestealer Radiance with your illusions, which isn't really optimal either. I'm not certain. Chaos Esports, they banned out the Jug. Is Troll banned out? Troll would be pretty alright for complexity. You get that troll versus the lifestealer versus the pango. You have those webs to work with. Again, you're dealing with the winter wyvern issue, but whatever you pick, you're dealing with the wyvern issue. So a troll is usually considered decent versus lifestealer, but we'll see.
I'm just thinking about this pug potentially getting just silenced by a swashbuckle and dying to the lifestealer munching on it.
Pick.
Puck's gonna have a somewhat difficult game.
Dire team pick.
A monkey. I mean, alright, it's a hero that you can lane versus the pango or the lifestealer. So you, like, complexity should have an easy way of setting up these lanes for them so that they're in their favor. But at the same time, if this monkey is on a side lane and you put 2 heroes versus him, that passive of his, it's not gonna do a whole lot. He's still gonna get crushed, or should get crushed at least.
He's gonna get punched, isn't he?
Yeah, especially with that big briefcase that Elder Titan is carrying. Like,
Ember Spirit for Weeheart.
Select your heroes.
HFN's lifestealer. Things should just slot into place for Chaos. Complexity giving it a little more thought on where they want to head these heroes, but Miracle and Limp grab their monkey and Puck. Death will be on that Legion commander.
alright, so they're gonna put what, Puck versus the Ember Spirit? And they're gonna put the safe lane, right? Monkey? Yeah. Alright.
Where do you put the Jakiro? That's my biggest question. Like, do you Jakiro Legion in the aggressive dual lane, or do you want to put the Nature's Prophet down there? Who does Monkey need in his lane, basically? Who's the support for Monkey King?
Yes, if you put Z-Freak with him, you're gonna be able to block with the 3 ants, and you're gonna have that Lightstone working with you. I don't think it matters way too much. You don't want to have the Prophet versus Wyvern. That's usually what you don't wanna have, but as these 2 supports are very versatile, honestly, there isn't a whole lot of difference where you lane them. Both of them can be brought down by Misery's big briefcase quite easily. They don't really have a way of dealing with that. That's their problem. Z-Freak can perhaps block with the trees.
The trouble I see is the majority of that disable comes from the Puck. The majority of the team fight comes from that Puck. If Puck gets silenced up, there could be problems, but very quickly. We do have a little MVP video from Mercedes.
Inspiration.
Get your votes in. Get ready to spam them out. MVP, Mercedes is back. Chaos against Complexity here in a 2-game series. Already setting themselves up for this laning stage and getting some wards down, which get pinged out very early on by Cole. Was there anything we missed during that little advert?
Well, what we missed is the fact that Monkey is going mid, so he's gonna have, or should have, a very good lane versus the Ember Spirit, while the Puck is gonna be committed to that safe lane. So they are really messing with the lanes a little bit. And as long as Monkey does not show himself mid, I mean, even if he does show himself mid, there isn't really a whole lot you can do on the side of Chaos, is there? Like, who can you put mid that deals well with Monkey? Your 3 cores are melee. Like,
yeah.
That Monkey is gonna have one good lane.
I feel like Ember's maybe the. I guess you could put Pango there and just swashbuckle away from the Monkey, but that never feels good.
I mean, you're just gonna swashbuckle then, and that's it. That's it. That's how you're gonna get CS. Every 20 seconds on level 1, you're gonna swashbuckle. Good luck.
I'm just trying to remember back. I've seen this Ember against Monkey matchup not that long ago. And again, Monkey King matchups are always very swingy, but this one feels...
Monkey favored.
It's Monkey favored, but I've seen the Ember Spirit like outplay the Monkey King and toy with him like under tower. You know, it depends on the temperament of the Monkey. If he dives a little too far...
The temperament of the
temperament. I mean, really, the player who's on the Monkey King, do they go a little bit too far? Do they tank an extra tower hit? Because it's just so close to the edge very often, these battles with Monkey involved.
I mean, he should out-CS him. Definitely. Now the question is he gonna pressure him so hard that he's gonna get a couple of kills too? And we'll see that. But
Well,
it's definitely a monkey favored lane, I think.
the great lane evacuation of 2019. Everybody moving up top here for Chaos. Misery and King out, swapping up to form the defensive tri-lane
The
around
great
life
settlement, the movement of the
Yeah.
people,
They've got to get themselves into the glorious top lane with HFN.
where everything is pretty.
Already, 3-4-3's Jakiro is down bottom. King Owl, Wyvern, Tavo on the Pangolier with Limp's Puck. Sticking around down bottom. Top lane, Misery, Z-Freak battling it out. ET and Furion, while Death, the Legion, will basically 1v1 the Lifestealer. And we do have to keep our eyes peeled for this middle lane.
Yeah, the Legion is doing pretty well so far on top lane. 0-0 on Nyx, has absolutely no CS so far. 4 denies on the Legion, so far he's doing really well, containing this Nyx. But partly because Misery is just bound with Z-Freak. He's just chasing him and trying to force him back.
Lizard, I'm paranoid. I don't know where First Blood's going to be.
Don't worry, I
Frantically move that camera around quickly.
I got you. Don't worry. I'll tell you where it's gonna happen.
We need some hand signals. Wave at me.
Now I'm freaking out as well.
It gets to
It's
you, doesn't
contagious.
it? It is. Contagious fear. Project Fear in Dota 2. Will the caster miss First Blood? Answer is probably yes, because it's me.
Well, I think you might go and watch top lane now, because this Elder Titan is gonna hit very hard once he gets the Spirit stacks, and he's getting them any second now. This Furion is a bit deep, so...
Misery loves company, and he's going to find some here with Legion and the Nature's Prophet. But
he doesn't hit hard enough. Never mind, I debated you.
he does some big punches, just not onto Legion. Chainmail, Stout Shield. Nature's Prophet would be the ideal target. As Misery builds up.
Oh, there's V with haste.
Hello, who's this? It's Weeha, Ember Spirit arriving on the scene of the crime.
Why don't they turn and hit
He does
Misery
have
then?
a chains, and he'll use it to kill off Nature's Prophet. Yeah, do you think they could have killed Misery there?
Well, he does have Stout, and he's quite fast, but in either case, Furion dies, so maybe with that Blightstone they would be able to kill him at least. Now Z-Freak is porting behind, but he needs some good blocks here to get the kill. Oh, Misery.
Oh, Misery, as he overplayed it.
If he ran towards Z-Freak there, I think he maybe even survives, but... Z-Freak gets a good counter kill. But this is the problem. 17-11 on mid for Monkey versus 8-1 on Weeha. Yeah, he did get that. Did he get the first blood? He did. He got the first blood, but... mid lane is already looking rough.
It's kind of one of those things, like, we unlikely to do anything mid, making that move and get some gains regardless.
I mean, all 3 of their lanes are doing well on complexity side, right? You have the Monkey crushing mid, you have the Puck not really being pressured on the bottom lane, and the same can be said for Legion on top, so...
How's Tavo doing bottom? 13-3. I like you mentioning, not really shutting down this Puck at all. Limp pretty happy, as Z-Freak is trying to chase Misery down yet again. Hiding away in the trees is not a life you want to lead as an Elder Titan.
Yeah, you want to be up front in their faces, you want to be hitting them, stomping them, but he's not really finding the right way of approaching Z-Freak, as these pesky little trees are always hitting him. With the Blightstone, they do hurt quite a lot, so have to be careful.
And all in all, a very calm game from compLexity. You know, there's no panicking, no frantic maneuvers. Chaos, they feel like the ones that have to try and make the most out of this initial laning stage as they miss out on a kill. Jakiro just TPs back home. Well judged by 3-4-3.
No, they have no stance here, right?
And they can't...
no way of cancelling it. So.
They can't stack or pull top either. This Nature's Prophet is perpetually on top of this ET, killing off all the trees that block the tier 1 so they can move in and out as they see fit.
At least Weeha is farming the medium camp on mid instead of mid, actually.
Oh dear.
The enemy mid camp. Oh well.
It's a bit of gold, you know, he's got it. Bounty runes though.
Bottom
That's
lane.
important. They will move in onto bot. Tavo killed before he can claim the rune. Limp will just let Weeha walk up to the high ground and get his. And what do we get in the end? A 3-for-1. Death gets the double top on the Legion Commander, so good early start.
Yeah.
Only continues.
Jakiro messes with V a bit, but he should be fine here. Furion is committing though. He's coming to Limp is there.
This isn't mid lane Weeha. Do they jump to this orb? They do. Limp maneuvers forward. There is a shrine for Wee. He's trying to deny to the Ancients, but there are 4
Honestly,
Yeah,
I wonder if this
4.
is even... Yeah, it's 4 of them, and I wonder if this is even worth it. You got 170 gold. I mean, it is worth it because you're crushing V even harder, but that monkey on his own has been doing that, so you don't really have to commit resources on helping this miracle, right? He's just...
Never refuse.
You don't feel like the tilt Wii factor is
Tilt V.
tilt Wii, you know? Just get him on edge. He's definitely a driving force behind this Chaos side. I could see the merit and just getting into the mentality of the players a little bit. Get under their skin. Do we expect any lane swaps coming up? Because it feels like it's about time to kind of swap these lanes around.
I mean, we're gonna see the next creep spawn. This one with the Carty, with the catapult.
And shove these tier 1s.
Yeah. Top lane Misery is getting really low.
Is that just a solo kill? 1v2?
Well, Furion did port in a bit too late, but...
Chasing death. Tanky though, phase boot stout shield, no way you're taking him down, and now King out, focused by the Nature's Prophet who has a medallion done, forcing a TP from Elder Titan top as well, so the tri-lane defensiveness continues, while the lane domination elsewhere, Limp and Miracle.
No, Ember is rotating top, he's still level
Again.
5, yeah. I mean, he's level 5, man, just look at him, he feels miserable. The fact that they put that monkey on mid just ruined his life. Now he's finding whatever he can, yeah.
Hello. Oh, he doesn't go for the chains. He didn't miss it, just didn't attempt it. Waiting for the 2-man potentially onto Death and Z-Freak. Getting tapped away by the Prophet. And in the meanwhile, like you're saying, mid lane's going to get shoved. 343 has 2 points in the Liquid Fire. So that's how we're going to drop quickly as Misery and we both maneuver in. Sentry killed off. Miracle just continues this free farm in the mid lane. Nothing stopping him whatsoever.
I think it's very important that they stop Wii from getting that 6 for as long as possible. Right now... Oh. Nice. Should be fine, right? Anyway, you just stop Wii from getting that 6. As long as he does not have that 6, I don't see a way for Miracle to die on mid. So he's just controlling the wave completely and enjoying himself farming there. He has 45 CS versus 18 on Ember. This Ember is lost. He feels like a roaming Ember.
Here's the lane swap though, right? We are thinking I need somewhere to call my home, and he comes down bottom.
Is
but
that his home?
Level 5.5. Yeah, you just said it. Level 6 has been delayed, so the puck from Limp has a Dream Coil, while Weehaw has pretty much nothing. A killing spree for Limp. It continues. The onslaught, it's relentless, and Chaos are on the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah, not even a Waning Rift committed there. So right now, if you are if you are Chaos, you aren't feeling too well.
Nice little cancel on the stomp with a boundless strike, and there's 4 stacks of Jingu for Miracle to find the kill.
Honestly, they are playing a draft that's supposed to do this because of the Monkey versus Streak 4, and it's now on Chaos to turn this around somehow. It's now on them to make these proper rotations in which they're gonna commit multiple heroes into getting a single kill. Perhaps a kill on this Monkey. That would be huge for them, but...
But is it going to be off the back of a Lifestealer with a Hand of Midas?
I mean, on the back of who is it even gonna be? Because Tavo is still not 6, like he's 5.5. He needs that 6 at least. The Miracle is rotating top. Misery might fall here.
Death. Do we have a duel? No. Still shy of level 6.
Under attack.
Treants doing a decent job blocking, but now they're blocking Miracle on his way through. Misery does still drop, and HFN will have to dip back into the jungle for a bit of safety.
Bottom lane.
Are they going in on Weehaw? Oh no. Still, what is that actually? 601 out of 620. 19 XP off of level 6 and potential safety.
I mean, he's just pushing it to the limit. He's trying to get that 6. And they're capitalizing on that. They realize what he wants to do and they just kill him every single time. It's a sad life for Wii.
It really is. Does he have... He's got boots.
He's got boots. Come on.
I mean, that's always my question. It's like, someone's really struggling. Do they have boots? If yes, then they're not really struggling.
At least you have boots.
This is a good move. They found the Monkey King. Tavo's in with the Rolling Thunder. That pressed the attack, though, onto Miracle. Maybe he gets the 4 hits, and the Jingu with the Boundless turns around and fights. Miracle, can he get himself out of this sticky spot? Mischief not going to buy enough time. And a swashbuckle from Tavo finishes him off. Defense of Chaos in the top lane.
Bot lane, we did get that 6. He's going on Limp, but he's gonna have to go back. Oh!
Oh, Limp has the Dream Coil. Lacking damage, though. Another Remnant forward. There's a chains. There is. He snaps the coil in Sleight of Fist, but he's fine. Maybe not fine. Oh, no, but another... Oh, the Waning Rift just out of range.
That was, I think, some debates by Wii. I don't think he was gonna die there, but overall, Limp maybe could have dove with 15 sticks. Could have been a bit more aggressive, but it's so hard. You're diving on the tower versus someone that you're already crushing. Why die for level 6 Ember when you're a level 9 Puck?
You force him back to base, you know.
Yeah, you just send him back home. Just send him to the fountain. That's good enough.
Is he actually buying Medallion? Weehaw has a Q.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those old builds, right? With Medallion on Ember. When you're suffering this hard, you get some armor. It's not too bad.
Sounds like an Eternal Envy build.
It's still not a pipe, don't worry. He's not buying a pipe.
Never forget Slark Pipe.
Slark pipe, Drow pipe, Void pipe.
Some big stuff. It really was. And what do we see? Lifestealer has the hand of Midas. So does Monkey King, though. With phase boots up as well. compLexity looking to keep that economy booming. Weeha's given a little bit of free room down bottom at long last. Fresh air.
He needed this. He needed this. And this is one of those heroes that, like Ember, yeah, it doesn't matter how hard you crush him. He gets that level 6, 3 remnants, he still bursts you down. So if you're a compLexity, you do realize that you have won the lane hard, but you have to be careful. And top lane.
Oh, that damage. Tavo picks up his first javelin. Moving towards 3-4-3. Dances around him, but will finally get the kill.
Yep. If you aren't careful, that happens instantly. If you're compLexity, you're not too saddened by that. It's just your position 5 that died, so it's alright. Could have been worse.
This puck is going to be absolutely massive, though. Lizard, look at Boot to Travel, triple null, bottle wand, already closing in on 6,000 net worth. And the map belongs to compLexity, so these bots are going to get so much value jumping from lane to lane.
You have travels, you have Prophet with the port and the ultimate, and then you have duel on one lane. You basically have a guaranteed kill every time you duel, if you obviously duel away from the Wyvern. So the map is looking really dark and really small if you are Chaos right now.
And there's no way that they can bring the numbers to defend that top tier 1 anymore. And they've even brought the puck up with the Boots of Travel. Miracle to kick things off onto Misery. Tavo holding the high ground, and 3-4-3, I believe, looking for a ward spot. Not going to put one in. In fact, just decides to bail off to the west.
I mean, they can do this because it's so easy for them to rotate the Furion out bottom or anywhere they want to. So they can commit all five men top and still come out on top when it comes to economy, right? So
yeah, right now Chaos really only have the Lifestealer of HFN out on the map doing anything. Wii and King Ao dual jungling.
He's not doing horribly though. Like this Nyx is gonna get that decent timing on the Radiance if that's what he goes for. So they still have to rely on that. You have the Ember that cannot go for Radiance build. Obviously, we haven't seen many Radiance builds on Ember recently either. But with the Ember, with the Infest Bomb, with the Flame Guard and Radiance, they can blow up any single target on the side of compLexity. So Chaos right now, they lost the lanes, but they just have to keep calm, collected, get that Radiance up on Nyx, and then actually try to make some fights.
It's so far away, though. That's one of the big issues with that Lifestealer. Yes, he's strong, and when he hits these timings, he's incredibly...
How is he far away? He's gonna get it in 5 seconds.
So comparative to what the Radiant have, right? They've got Midas on the Legion, yeah, Monkey, Midas, sure, but it's the Nature's Prophet, Vlad's Medallion, and this puck with the blink in 800 gold that I'm incredibly fearful of. Yeah, because that tempo is just going to snap into action from compLexity, and...
The Furion is like the big thing.
Yeah, like Vlad's Medallion is going to destroy people.
He has so much already. It's going to be problematic. At the same time, I honestly feel that if Chaos play their cards right, there are no BKBs on the side of compLexity. If you initiate properly, you can definitely take a fight. You can blow up any single core on their side. Again, if you initiate properly.
Ember straight onto the high ground, into the middle of two of them. As Death considers the duel and actually goes for it now. Ember caught inside, but they're lacking damage, even with that Nature's Prophet ulti. Now Tavo with the Rolling Thunder caught in the coil. He can't move. Puck has him trapped and stuck, and now out comes the Macropire. Limp still on the front lines as HFN arrives. Will not commit for that. Limp will just walk down the river.
Don't you just love how Leash acts with interacts with Rolling Thunder? It's just the stupidest thing, honestly. It just ruins the hero. Leashes, soul binds, whatever touches this Pangolier, he's just useless. At least it doesn't cancel his ulti any longer, though. So there's that. But overall, this Pango
Busted.
Yeah, busted a little bit. Overall, though, that is... I wanted to say that space created for HFM, but he joined that fight for some reason. Wasted a little bit of his time, so wasn't really farming. But he's getting closer to that Radiance. So, as a team, they are buying more time for themselves to hit those timings and actually hit the items that they need to fight.
Legion still up towards top, keeping that wave pushed in. Immediately, you know, complexity from that top fight. They were bottom, they were mid, they're pushing all the lanes towards these objectives, forcing chaos pretty much like a game of tennis from one side of the court to the other, just pinging them left and right, up and down, north, south. It gets stressful after a while, having to constantly be on that back foot, reacting to your opponents. And HFN here, having used Rage to farm the creep wave, is in an awful lot of bother. Ice Path doesn't connect, and the Winter's Curse will keep him alive. The coil's snapping now with the Macroplier going. Is he about to die? He will fall due to that lingering damage, but the Tavo Rolling Thunder is massive. With a big swashbuckle, he's killed off two pretty much alone. And Miracle has to turn and fight. There is surely no way you're escaping this. The meat grinder's coming. He
Nice
turns
try.
into a tree. Maybe he can jump. Nah, it's not for you.
It was a nice try there to turn into that tree, but they're not gonna fall for that. And even though they do lose that Nyx, they kill off tree, and you can see that they do have power in their team. They, like this team of Chaos, it feels like they don't need items. Like they have everything they need built in their heroes. You know, the only thing they need is that Radiance on Nyx. After that, you have a vessel, either the Pango or the Ember. I mean, the Uber for Nyx, right? You don't need a Blink Dagger. You don't have this Lardar that needs a Blink Dagger to initiate, or Tiny or something like that.
Or a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, you actually have heroes that can do it just because of their skills. So, even though complexity won that laning stage super hard, it doesn't really feel that way. If you look at the game from distance, it feels like there's definitely ways for Chaos to come back and bounce back into this one.
It hasn't really manifested in a large amount of momentum at all, really, here for complexity. Nature's Prophet will sit bottom, hold the wave, make sure that there is no free tier 1. As this bottom lane, it's super nice for the Dire just to come in, tier 1, tier 2, and then you can cut in to control the jungle, control the tier 1 mid. There's your nice little launching points towards objectives. But if this bottom tier 1 stays standing, it's a reasonably big deal here for the Dire team, that they can't just cut into this Radiant side of the map, as Puck is just split pushing relentlessly.
He has those travels and the built-in skill set to do that very well. Keeps the lane pushed in, and if you have to force a core to defend, there's no one on the map doing anything, so it always puts you on the left foot, right? On the wrong foot. If you have to put this Ember to defend top, it's bad for you. You're showing your core, and it is an Ember though, and he is porting bottom, so
Yeah, they're committing now. The mirror movement's going to be here. Complexity looking to secure the tier 2.
yeah, that's much better for them, right? A tier 2 against the tier 1 on this bottom lane. This tier 1 is usually supposed to fall around the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit later, not at 20, so
Easy money for them. No contact.
100 gold for Tavo this game.
Oh.
It's over.
Poggers. What's he going next? Into the Greaves, yeah, like you said. Gets
Yeah,
the
most
Maelstrom
likely.
to farm, goes
Yeah.
into the Greaves next.
That's what most of these Pangos build. Some damage and farming that you get from Maelstrom into the utility for your team.
Does Legion have a Blink or a Shadow Blade? Yeah, Blink is coming now for Legion. I was just wondering, she's got no money. Hand of Midas on CD.
I mean, they won the lanes, but they invested in a Midas on LC, so, and the Midas on Miracle obviously as well. So you basically won the lanes, but you haven't really... You bought the items that are going to prepare you for a bit later stages of the game, not the mid games.
Well, down towards bottom, they've found the Pango, but a sick stomp from Misery. Well, that buys a little bit of time. Are they trying to catch the Lifestealer as well? Death doesn't get in there with the duel quite fast enough. So switching targets towards Misery and King out. Miracle. Yeah, jumping a little dive. dive deep.
Dire's bottom tower is
Doesn't
under
commit for
attack.
anything. They're immediately out on the rest of the map, looking for bounty runes and looking for pressure.
HFN, can you check what he has on Nyx? What is he building? He's building 1, 2, 3 more Midases. I mean, I heard that Midas is broken currently, but I don't know if you need to buy 4 Midases in one game. He does have that Radiance completed, however.
It is coming. And there's an illusion rune top as well, which is always super nice for these Radiance carriers. I think Weeheart will have that one in his sights as the jump from the puck in onto the illusion rune steals it under the nose of Wee, who remnants into Limp again and then walks it off. These two players, Limp and Weeheart, seem to have this real deep mind game between the two of them.
Yeah, it's the heroes as well, right? You have mobility skills, you can jump in and out, so they're basically playing with each other. It's quite fun.
compLexity feels like they're waiting for BKBs at this point.
I mean,
Monkey
Nyx
King is like
is...
too squishy.
Oh, look at that. Nyx is in a golem. And he's...
How do you handle me, Nature's Prophet? You're going to put Medallion on me? Ah, this isn't happening now. I'm just going to Radiance.
I'm an ancient, you fool!
Can't touch
get
me.
him. However, if
Dire's
Monkey
bottom
shows
tower
up,
is under attack.
Ooh.
and Legion too,
Ah, he wants to clear the wave. No aggressive play. Puck very quickly, shifting up to top. Freshly purchased Yule Scepter now.
do you remember when this was the play? Basically, you would go
Yep.
same build, Midas Radiance, but then you'd... Every single match you'd see like Nyx in a dragon or a golem
Radiant's
just running
middle
across the
tower is
map,
under
destroying
attack.
you. It wasn't fun, to be honest.
Nope, it really wasn't. And then there were the people who did the pudge thing as well, right?
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah.
You
You eat him, right?
the pudge, and then you infest into the Ancient, and you've got Rot, Radiance.
Rot Radiance,
Whew.
ancient.
Wow,
Good stuff, good
Radiant's
stuff.
middle
Real
tower
sick
is
stuff.
under attack.
And this Ancient is just not dying right now. 500 HP, and in comes Wee. Says hello to 343. Down you go as a stomp, not connecting quite onto death. Turns with a bit of a
Is under attack.
whack.
Dire's
And now silence. Do they have a stun? Of course, the duel is there. And you might just be done. The Boundless Strike connects, but the Cold Embrace keeps Wee alive as the Winter's Curse arrives onto the Legion. And a sick jump from Tavo. In with a Pangolier, and down you go. compLexity. Drop 3. And Chaos. Can they continue moving forward? Tavo's deep. They've got Misery and King Owl both lurking in the shadows, and compLexity buyback on the Legion to gain nothing.
And they're still around. Chaos is still here. The tier 1 push is still happening. Perhaps they're gonna fall back now. Yeah, they leave the Nyx in as he has Rage to work with. He's not super scared about this. But overall, though, that's what we were talking about. You're picking Legion into a Wyvern. This is bound to happen. If you duel anyone else and if Wyvern is close enough, he's gonna completely counterplay that, saves Ember there, turns you against your own teammates, forces you to tilt and buyback, rage buyback right there.
It was a bit of a Rage buyback, wasn't it?
I mean, he thought that they were gonna die further, but honestly, even if you buy back, there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah, with no duel. You are just a tanky body in the fight. Tavo, though, Yules up by
Stick Man.
Limp. Sprout keeping Limp inside, gets the Dream Coil off.
He's
Tavo
fine.
has a mech. He's got no teammates coming in, though, so the duel will be a win for the Legion.
He's fine.
Easy, easy.
I mean, he survived just long enough for Legion to get there and get that duel kill.
For her
so
first duel, by the way. 24 minutes in, first duel win.
not great.
Limp cursed up. That's quite a bit of damage coming through from the Monkey King onto Limp, and they will try and blow him up as HFN arrives, rages forward and clears through Miracle. Monkey down and 343 about to follow. His Macropire was good, but it doesn't zone out Chaos. In they move. Weeharsh found another 2. Z-Freak and Death both dropping.
Is under attack.
What on earth has happened? This game has flip-flopped.
They just turned it over. I mean, it was obvious
Radiant's
how the game
middle
was
tower has fallen.
going, that Chaos is gonna make a turn and just come back.
Radiant's
Because
middle
you
tower
had this
is under
complete
attack.
domination in the laning stage from compLexity, but they didn't really manage to do anything but split push and creep skip and skip waves with Puck and Furion. So why did you... I think their biggest issue is this itemization that they've made. It's the Midas on the Monkey King, it's the Midas on the Legion Commander. Like you crushed the early stages of the game, and then you're already preparing yourself for the late game. I mean, I understand the Midas is a broken item right now. I understand that that's the proper item build, right? But if you let these heroes come back, they're stronger than you. That's how I feel. It's still not over yet. Monkey with that BKB might be able to stand and fight very soon. So we'll see how that turns the tides into game.
That's like one of the more interesting things about Dota and why there's so much flavor to it, right? Heroes may have like an optimal item build, but within games or on a game-to-game specific basis, your optimal build shifts, quite significantly very often.
Unless you're Nikes.
Unless you're exactly. Unless you're like
then you just go for Radiance and you don't care about the whole theory crafting and whatnot.
Yeah, just hit Jakiro. Easy peasy. Tavo with the steal. Of course he comes in for that. And at the flick of a switch, it's gone from compLexity controlling 80% of the map all the way up to where the tier 2s are on the Dire team.
To hiding on their high ground.
So, to bunkering down in their base, sitting in Fountain, waiting for chaos. Limp is going to toy with Lifestealer a little bit. He's got himself a Rage and the full Guardian Greaves behind him.
They have a lot of mobility. They have a lot of scouting spells with Monkey King jumping from one tree to another, so they can scout someone out, they can duel him, but only if they find a single target and only if Interviron is not around. Puck.
What's going on here? Puck, where have you moved to? Limp shifts northwest, has a Yules and a Dream Coil. Throws it in onto HFN and Tavo, and this could be a good turn for compLexity if they can get a fight going, but King Ao and Misery, they're holding this high ground ramp, and it is spooky for Cole. They do not want to breach the ramp with no vision.
They're defending Radiant Shrine. That's what they're doing right now. Chaos.
It's their shrine now.
It's their shrine indeed.
Is that a Radiant Shrine?
Yeah, it is, but you can't approach that high ground. It's very difficult. You don't have the Dream Coil anymore from Puck, so you can't stop Pango from ulting. You have to be very careful.
Monkey King not far from BKB.
How many duel victories does Legion have again?
1.
Alright, if this Legion gets more than 5 more duels, so if she has 6 duels, I'm gonna give everyone in the chat a cookie.
Okay.
Everyone.
See, you've made these promises before.
Yeah, but
I've not seen you hold a cookie in real life ever.
Well, I don't eat cookies in real life. I'm on low carb diet.
Okay.
But there are those Twitch cookies that I can give away. No, the chat.
Oh, I see how you bait people in with the promise of cookies, and then you pull the whole chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin switcheroo debate shit on people, basically. Yeah. I see your plan.
What's wrong with oatmeal raisin?
Nothing
delicious.
wrong with it. It's just not very good.
How is it not? It's perfect.
Worse than
for
chocolate chip.
I mean, all right.
In the grand scheme of things, they're pretty good cookies. Biscuits.
They are, aren't they? Nom-noms.
They're just worse than all the other ones. Right, Z-Freak down bottom, Nature's Prophet, getting his split push on.
Doesn't have that meme hammer, sadly for him. Can't really pressure the high ground any harder than he is right now.
And when you're pushing a lane in like that, yes, you force the rotation of HFN, but it's free farm for him all the way down this lane into the jungle where he can potentially connect.
It's on your team now to smoke up like they are doing right now and fight somewhere else though, because you do see that Nike Sport. This is the power of Furion. And now Tavo.
There's the duel. Catching the Pango down to half HP, but there's no commitment or focus from compLexity. They don't zone in on Tavo, so he's going to get the Rolling Thunder off and move in towards Miracle and Limp. The BKB from Monkey King turned into a statue with the Winter's Curse, and the Pug still trapped here, caught by the Slight, and where's the chains? Ice Path on the left-hand side, Tavo healed with a Cold Embrace. With HFN, he's got eyes on Z-Freak, but Cole, okay, chains will catch him. 1 casualty. In a 5v5 fight, only 1 hero dies.
And it's only that pesky little Furion that was creep skipping, so, and split pushing. So overall, all the ultimates committed more or less, and just the Furion falls. I think if you are Chaos, you just wait for Rosh, for proper Rosh fight, and you take that Rosh first before committing to high ground. There's absolutely no reason for you to commit right now into a high ground push. You're starving them out of gold. You basically created this a zone around their base that they cannot escape from. So.
You've also created a monster in this Weeheart Ember Spirit.
Is he
if,
really?
If,
yeah, he is.
If his game had gone better, I could easily imagine seeing him, with a Maelstrom, Radiance, Veil, Boots of Joy, all the good stuff.
I mean, talking about you just called it. It's like he adapted to the game. He had a bad game,
Yeah.
and these are the items that he also needs, that his team needs.
Like if you take a screenshot of this and put it on Reddit saying "Guess the Hero Weeha Edition," I'd say 95% of people would never guess Ember Spirit. But because of the way the game went, because of the laning stage and how poorly things started off, he's gone.
He adapted.
Yeah,
he adapted,
well.
and it's working out for them, definitely. I mean, Solar Crest used to be an item on Ember Spirit, and it's alright. Drums as well, so it's not like he's straying way too far away from normal builds on Ember, but he has no big damage item, let's say. No Maelstrom to farm with, no Radiance, no Veil, nothing like that, just full utility, and I like it. Because it does make this team tick a bit faster, because he can go in and out, he can create a lot of space for Nags to just run about and deal damage.
And now, HFN has that Aegis as a safety net and a bit of leeway to play around with. Full lane again, bottom for him to farm as the lines were drawn by Misery saying shove it all out.
I'm still thinking though, is this monkey gonna be strong enough to perhaps turn the tides in their favor again?
I just
Because
don't see it.
I mean, I don't know. He has that Midas, he has that BKB 2000 gold working towards what I suppose, I don't know, is it MKB that he's building first?
MKB and Maelstrom, it looks like a queued.
He needs both, I suppose. But is he gonna have time? Because this Furion and Puck, they are splitting top, so that might buy them some time.
Dire's top tower is under
Well,
attack.
Limp is up here.
So you just send the Ember back, right? Alright, this tower is actually almost gone.
Dear Lord. Misery.
Radiant's bottom
He's going to stomp him out. Puck.
Yeah, this tower should fall once the catapults are awoken. There we go.
Nice deny.
Dire's top tower has been
Get rid of some of that gold, but look at the catch in the back. The Legion Commander has stuck around too long.
Dire's middle
HFN and Weeha chasing on. Jakiro gets changed and taken out of the game. With his dying breath, the macro player may be able to, take 30% HP off the next creep wave. Yo, what? Z-Freak has died bottom.
Yep. I mean, these two, Kingao and Tabo, they remained here just to keep the lane outpushed. So after that whole fight happens on top, their team can come back and commit into a high ground push. But they aren't really doing that right now. Instead of that, Nyx is just a creep skipping top, preparing for a tier 2 push on the top lane instead. So they just got a free kill on Furion and they're happy with it.
There's a couple of ways, or I guess the one main way Legion can stop that Rage TP. So if he does cut a little too far, compLexity have the ability to exploit that life stealer a little bit, but when they're knocking on the door of your tier 3 and breaching high ground ramp, I don't know what compLexity can do apart from just cast their spells.
Yeah, you have Solar Crest, you have Lotus Orb, you have Aegis on him.
20% evasion talent,
20% evasion talent plus Radiance.
plus SNY 16% status and resistance.
This is one tanky life stealer. I don't know though, they are committing, they are going from behind as you can see. They are rotating in, they have to catch this Wyvern though. And this Wyvern is hard to catch.
There we go, Blink, duel, Wyvern's there with a cold embrace. Zapped a little bit by the Puck in the back as Weeha healed to full, no damage taken, and they move in hard. Looking for the Death Legion Commander, finding it quite easily as the Puck jumps in towards Weeha, but Chaos are too strong. There is literally no damage being done by compLexity. Limp has jumped in again, but even the Puck with 4 points in Orb and Waning Rift. Is that a level 4? Level 4 Dagon is going to get caught by the curse. HFN moves in, but GG's already called. Chaos with the turnaround, very systematic as they get themselves back into the game and find themselves winning it 10 minutes later.
I mean, they lost the lanes convincingly, no doubt about it, but they kept their composure. They left that Nyx alone. They told him, listen, just go farm, we got this, we're gonna create space even though we lost the lanes horribly. I mean that what minute did he get level 6? Like minute 8 or something from mid? He started rotating when he was level 2 by the way. With that haste rune, level 2 he already went up, so... Let's see. Wee's level 6.
You want Weeha, right?
Yeah. That's Wee, yeah.
Level 1, 2,
6?
3, 4, 5...
Oh.
No, where? That's 6.
That's 6.
Just after 10. Does it show you an exact time? No, right?
No, but I mean, that's just disgusting. That's usually when your position 4 gets 6 with that tome purchase, so... It's been a really hard game for Wee, but he itemized properly. and they came back. The thing that I noticed about complexity's draft is, first and foremost, you pick this LC into a Wyvern, which is it works out sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. So maybe fix that. And second thing is they lack damage. It looked like at some point they just lacked damage. They couldn't really.
They couldn't finish anyone off.
Yeah, they couldn't finish anyone off with that duel. It just didn't work, and then everyone else is kind of like, you have that macro pyre, and that's all great, but I think it's the itemization as well, right? Those Midases, did they work?
No. Hands of Midas coming up short.
Yeah.
Allowed the monkey to get, what, Echo Saber, BKB, but at no point did he feel strong enough to really fight into the Lifestealer. A very good comeback, I'd say, by Chaos in the mid game, but it felt pre-planned. The way it went, the story was told, and Chaos take game 1. We'll take a quick break and return with game 2 in not too long.